Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture. Hey y'all, welcome to Saturday Morning Makes. This is an open art collaborative that is created and hosted by the amazing Jillian Norwood. It is for anyone and everyone who has some kind of art that they would like to share with the rest of us. So it doesn't have to be Saturday, though that's what we call it, Saturday Morning Makes. We also have a Facebook group that's called Saturday Morning Makes, and today's too, because we craft on different days, right? We make on different days. So with all that being said, if you would like to join us, simply share your project to whatever social media platform you prefer. Use that hashtag. That will allow us to find you, and then we invite and encourage you to hop around and see what else everybody else has made by using the hashtag again, and that will populate a list. So without further ado, I'm going to jump on in. I have a few things to share with you. Let me start with this guy. So let me scoot these ones out of the way. This was one of those sweet little bunnies from Stamps by Judith. I had stamped and colored him up, and then I found this frame in my stash. This was a gift to me from my sweet friend Lisa. And then this was a gel plate print, and I felt like it all coordinated together with the blues, yellows, and greens, and I just kind of made it work. Now this frame I actually thought was, and it might very well be, the same as this. It looks like, you know what it is, Lisa, do you have the same frame? Because that is indeed it. Look at that. I know products sometimes. So this is from the Stamp Market. It also has this smaller stitched frame, and then the word, the high word, all of that is one set from the Stamp Market. It's old though. I'm trying to think how old, pardon me. I'm not sure how old, but I don't think it's available anymore. But you use any frame that works for you. And then this gel plate print was created with this beautiful stencil from Art by Marlene. This is a couple years old as well. It is Mask BM11. But anyway, I really like that. It was a beautiful die cut, gel plate print. And so I die cut it out using my stitched rectangle dies from Creek Bank Creations, if I'm not mistaken. And this Smile word die is from Whimsy Stamps. I don't know how old it is. I don't know. I don't know why I even feel like that's important. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but I know it's several years old. I think it was on clearance when I bought it, and it's not coming out. Anyway, I was relatively new to stamping like this when I got it, so it's fairly old. But it's a cutie, right? This unicorn is one of a set from Dylusions. So you guys have seen me use the elephant, and we'll be showing him again today. Something unicorns. I don't know what it says, but it's DYR. DY is Diane, R is Revley, 66965. I feel like this one might still be available. But that's the unicorn. There he is. I have him stamped and colored out in Ola markers. Then I have this beautiful stencil from A Colorful Life Designs. And this particular background was actually a print of the stencil, and it had ink on it, and it also had this glittery stickles, moon dust stickles. And so it all printed on there, and I think it's gorgeous. I think it's bold, and it's shiny, and it's fun. And this is where it says always be your own kind of magical. And then these three little flowers are, oh, this one lost its little bead. I need to glue it back on there. Where did I get them from? Scrapbook.com. So that was in my stash. But I think that's really pretty. So that will lead me into this one. This is the background that I actually stenciled using this same stencil from A Colorful Life, and it is called Sleek Deco. And I used those small brushes. I don't know if you guys remember, I shared these brushes in a video a couple weeks ago. This is that background that I created, and then I put the stickles through it to give it that shimmer and shine, and I think it's stunning. And then the zebra is from there, and I just thought he would be fun colored up as a rainbow zebra. And guys, help me remember, I feel like it was the Fruit Stripe gum that had the zebra, the rainbow zebra. Is that right? I'm full of action wobbles these days. I love me an action wobble. So anyway, I thought that was really cute. I don't have it out in front of me, I don't think. Maybe I do. Yes, I do. The Birthday Wishes. This is from Impression Obsession. And I just layered it up, a white layer and then a pink layer. So there is that. Let me move this aside. And then the next one I have is going to be the elephant, the Liffalin. Now with him, I used Prima watercolor pencils, and they were very, very smeary. So you can tell he's a little smeary. But these are very inky. They're very different than the others that I have. So these two are the sets that Faber-Castell. These are the two that I usually use. These were gifted to me, and what I did not know was that Prima, these watercolor pencils from Prima are very different than the other two. So anyway, I'm not mad about it. I think it adds kind of a grunge to it that, you know, you guys know is right up my alley. And then this oval frame was from my stash. It was literally just sitting in my stash, die cut. And I believe it came from this, yeah, it did, Gina Marie Designs. And this is her website, wholesalecraftingsupplies.com. Lots of great things at Gina Marie. I don't know if you can see on the background that texture, the bubble texture. That is from this embossing folder from Whimsy. It's called Diagonal Dots, because they go on a diagonal. But I like it. It added just a little subtle texture. And then this ribbon came from something that I got in the mail from Amazon, actually. But I thought this was a perfect way to reuse it. Another one of those sweet little flowers. I have him up on some foam tape, not an action wobble. And then I just thought he looked sad, and I felt like he was saying so sorry. So I have these sympathy dies from Dies to Die For. And the words inside are sympathy with, loving, memory, in, so, sorry, and heartfelt. And I didn't necessarily want to make it a sympathy card, but just, I mean, because so sorry could be acknowledging any number of things, right? You might be sorry for something someone's going through. You might be sorry for something you did. You might be sorry for any number of things. But anyway, I just felt like his eyes looked sad. So I thought so sorry was appropriate for him. So there's that. And then the last stamp in this set is the little giraffe, which you can only see part of his face. But there he is. So I used my Olos again. And then I had this tag. This is from, I believe this is a Diane Reveley as well. And then I adhered this background to it. And this is the background that I created the other day for this Calls for Confetti. And you can see that my stencils are well loved. These stencils are the All About Carrots. These are only two. It's a layering set. The other's like a prim heart. The other layer is a prim heart, but it also, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say replicate. I don't know. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. But they're like this. They're just bigger, so it can look like carrots. And then the fourth layer is actually texture for the carrots. So the name of the stencil pack is All About Carrots, or For the Love of Carrots. I think it's For the Love of Carrots. But it's 4 of them. But I just used the foliage to create these. So this was the first one. So I actually did the sprays through the stencils, and then I printed them, and this is one that I printed on. This is another part of it, or maybe it was, I don't know. Anyway, so all together I had 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I had 6. But you can see how this was one that I printed because it was full of ink, and then the places where the foliage bits are are white. I started to say clear, but they're void of color, right? Because it didn't have ink. But then I went back in once the spray stains were dry, and then I stenciled through with the black opaque texture paste. And then I just did that over all of them. So some of them have the stenciling and the spray through the stencil. Some of them are printed with the stencil, but they all have some of the black paste stenciled through. So I really like this look. I think it's fun. It adds that grungy vintage vibe that is definitely me. And then colored the giraffe up to kind of coordinate with that. And then I found this in my stash, and you can't see anymore because I added the crystal drops to the eyes, but his eyes were the same color as this paper, and that's where that came in, because this was actually in my stash, the circle as well as the scallop frame. And I thought, what a perfect way to bring in another color, a brighter color, to kind of liven it up a little bit. But then as the glossy, or the stickles, what is this stuff called? Crystal drops, crystal glaze, whatever it's called. As it dries, it really dulls out the color that it's under. So, or that's under the stuff. I'm just going to stop talking. Anyway, so that kind of broke my heart when I came back the next day and you couldn't even see the green. But I still think that pop of green is fun, and I still have it in 3 places. I have it on the small tags, I have it in the ribbon, and then I have it on the scallop border. So I still think it's really fun, and it adds that pop of color. And these little tags are from Whimsy. And I think that is it. I want to say this scallop circle die cut is from Whimsy as well, but they were just in my stash. These were in my stash. I added strips of the scraps from these, as well as coordinating paper, and tied it all together. The word honey is from Heffy Doodle. Again, it's an oldie, have no idea how old, but it's fun. And I don't get the opportunity to use that very often. So these are my cards for Saturday morning makes. Just having fun playing with stuff that's already in my stash, just kind of laying around. And I have several more things to come in the coming week or so. And I invite you guys to stick around. Thank you for spending some time with me. Make sure you use that hashtag and hop around and see what everybody else has created. And until next time, guys, again, I thank you for spending some Saturday morning makes time with me. And until next time, mwah, I'm out.